we knew like we needed a change. We knew that, our current path in life wasn't going to take us to where we needed to go. And, like we stated on stage, I knew I wanted a life with this woman next to me, but I knew financially I wasn't able to provide with my current financial status and situation. So I think when finding FFL, guys, we were worried and scared, just like everybody else when you find FFL, because one, you think it's too good to be true. Two, you're scared because 1099, 100% commission can be, a first for a lot of people on the call like us. And I think once you finally realize the opportunity and the people that you're building this business with, it's real easy to go all in. You just got to lock arms with the people that are running the exact play that you want to run and are where you want to be and where you're going, so I know it may sound tough, it may sound cruel, but guys, lock arms with the people that are doing it at the highest level. And one thing about FFL America and Grady Polson and you guys, you're on the best team, you're in the best group, and you're partnered with the best people.
Guys, we're beyond excited today to have Josh Crenshaw and Alondra Crenshaw as of 23 days. How many days new?
Yeah, I think so. 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
21 and a half days. We'll go with half days. Two Hall of Fame producers. So they both earned their coveted red jackets, not only from a production standpoint, but as well as from leading their team. FFL Relentless has one of the coolest logos in the industry, and beyond excited to spend time with them right now. But for more so, like I get to spend time with them a lot, but more so for you guys to hear from them. And what's unique about their story is they're a couple, right? So you've got the complexities of a relationship, right? Of time to be together, of puppies, of building a home, of a future you want to have, and then the commitment you have towards coaching agents, towards spending time with nurturing teams, towards travel, towards, and ideally production, that then you go, how are we going to make this work together? And you set goals and you focus on them and you map them out. And I mean, I'd love for you guys to touch on that, but just two of the absolute best people to get to spend time with. So if you this is your first time meeting them, you follow them on the gram, because they're awesome people and they have the cutest puppies, maybe soon babies. But at the same standpoint, it's like that's where you look in life, is you're like, I heard a guy say recently, I try to lead my team for how I want them to want to act. Right? How I want them, I want them to want to become me. And like, not like an egomaniac type way, but I want to be the example for how I love my wife and how I raise my children, how I treat my team. And the way that I try to behave is something that they'll want to mirror. And I believe that lives 100% in your heart. So I'm just excited to have you guys on here, spend some time with you for a few minutes and let the team get to learn from you.
Yeah, well, first off, Grady, we really appreciate you having us on. And guys, not only is it great to have great business partners, but also great friends in business. And Grady, that's someone you are to us. And we truly appreciate your partnership and your friendship. So thank you so much. And guys, Grady, thank you again once, for getting us on. We're super grateful. We're super appreciative. And guys, it's been a ride. We became integrity partners mid last year, and we're fully just geared on helping more of our team get to the opportunity that we have, right? Because starting out, guys, a little over 3.5 years ago, like Grady, we were serving and bartending, just making our way through life, just trying to figure it out like everybody else, and a lot of people that find FFL find it in imperfect financial situations, and that was completely us. So, making, 25 families protected, Grady, back in 2018, we knew like we needed a change. We knew that, our current path in life wasn't going to take us to where we needed to go. And, like we stated on stage, I knew I wanted a life with this woman next to me, but I knew financially I wasn't able to provide with my current financial status and situation. So I think when finding FFL guys, we were worried and scared just like everybody else when you find FFL, because one, you think it's too good to be true. Two, you're scared because 1099, 100% commission can be, a first for a lot of people on the call like us. And I think once you finally realize the opportunity and the people that you're building this business with, it's real easy to go all in. You just got to lock arms with the people that are running the exact play that you want to run and are where you want to be and where you're going, so I know it may sound tough, it may sound cruel, but guys, lock arms with the people that are doing it at the highest level. And one thing about FFL America and Grady Polson and you guys, you're on the best team, you're in the best group, and you're partnered with the best people. So it's easy to learn, it's easy to grow. You just got to be the first one to take the step.
Love it. What do you got, Alondra? Give us the insight. What was it like with you and Josh are trying to figure out? Because there's many, that's the thing about business, right? So I'm at convention, there's thousands and thousands of people there. And there's two truths. One is 50% won't be there next year. And the other 50% will be doing significantly better than they were this year. And that's the challenge, right? If you could not, just don't be part of the 50% that quits. And so for you guys getting started, and I think it's so important because there is so many new agents that are with us, is that to give them the perspective. And people was like, well, tell me what it was like when you were selling day one. I'm like, it was a long time ago. So I'm trying to not ask you the question that's like that, but we can always go back to the feeling, right? What did it feel like when you remember talking to your dad about, I'm going to go, so didn't he want you to become a nurse or something, right? And now you're like, no, Dad, I'm going to sell insurance. So your family has these expectations of you, your future fiance has these expectations, and you guys are like, well, we've got this other plan, and that's selling life insurance. Like, how was that for you? Because I want new agents to understand, the success that you won has been accomplished by hundreds, if not thousands of other people throughout this industry. Just follow the blueprint. And you guys are a successful couple-based blueprint that others can emulate.
Yeah, Grady, I just think everybody, one, I thought this was too good to be true. And I wasn't really plugged in, which is why I felt that way. I was like, this is not real. These people making all this money, it's just not real. But I think it's just the more you consume the content, it still lives with I feel deep down, it's well, what if this does work? What if it can change my situation? What if I can deposit just as much as these people? You have to step back and realize, my family and what they want for me, they just want to see me do well. That doesn't necessarily mean, just because they don't understand this business, doesn't mean I have to 100% just listen to them at that point. So it was just just us sitting back down and be okay, I just don't want to live with the regret of what if this would have worked? This is completely different. This is clearly a results-based business. So if you're having success, it's from the work that you're putting in. We're not putting in the work that we should as other people are. So that's why we're not having the same results. And that's why we feel stuck, because it was that Grady. I remember I was telling Josh, because we held on to our restaurant job for as much as we could, but it got to a point where I was selling enough part-time that I was driving to work and I would get an anxiety attack, because I'm about to bust my butt all day for 8 hours all night, come home at 2, to just make $100, to make $150. A great day is going to be $200. When I know if I go and put 8 hours in the field, just door knocking, I can just feel better about what I'm doing. And it's just and I think just enough of those nights, I was okay, enough is enough. We need to make massive action. I was going to school to be a nurse. I actually had everything done. I was just waiting pretty much to get into a program. And yeah, I told my family, I'm going to do this thing 90 days. We have nothing to lose. If this doesn't work, I will always go back and finish my program. But if this does work, I don't live with the what if this would have worked. And I reached up, Grady. I feel there was a lot of people that were around me that weren't selling at the level that I wanted. And instead of making excuses, a lot of us kind of just do for ourselves to make ourselves feel better, I was let me see who the closest office is to me. Okay, who do I want to be, replicate the life that they want. And it's funny you say that, because when you're looking for somebody, you're looking for direction. And for me, that was like Andrew Taylor. Like, I want the life he has, like his wife, like they just got married, he just got his integrity deal. His wife doesn't have to ever worry about anything. And like his kids are set for life, right? That was like, that's what I want. So I drove 4 hours to get advice from people that were winning at the level, because I felt, if I'm going to take this thing serious, I'm going to go ask for advice from people that are doing the right work, and I'm going to do it. Like, I'm not going to be one of those that talks and gets all this advice from everybody and doesn't implement. Like, I want them to know that, hey, you took time out of your day to help me. I'm going to show you how impactful that conversation was for me. And I'm going to go out there, because now I don't want to let you down. And that's how I treated it, Grady. And it made this so much easier, because when it's just you, it's easy to just be like, I'm just going to keep pressing snooze. But when you have like somebody that's like counting on you, or just psychologically, like Andrew had no idea that, like, I just respected his time so much. And I'm like, I just want him to know that I'm going to change my life, and it's because of him. And that helped me. Just like anytime I would have a bad day, and I'm like, dude, like, you can't fail on Andrew. Like, Andrew took advice, you took his advice, and like, you need to just implement. And I think, Grady, like, as silly as that sounds, like that's what just helped me just survive until I was seeing the deposits come in, and just that belief comes in. Because once you sell your first 20 families in 1 month, you're like, this is easy. The hardest thing is to get to 20 families a month. Once you're there, now you're like, you see things differently. Oh, this guy isn't more talented than me. He's just running way more appointments than me. His day is booked way more than mine is. That's why he's making more money than me, because he's just working harder. He's working weekends. He's out in the field Saturdays and Sundays. And it just changes it. And you're just like, let's go. How much more families can I help? And that's kind of just what happened with us.
That's fantastic. I love that we were both impacted by Andrew. And I think that that's one of the things that people miss, is that we all have chances to like come across great people, and to mirror, like Andrew, like you said, Andrew had a great relationship with Nicole. He owned multiple rental properties. He was a good steward of his money. And I'm like, who's this young guy? Like, he's like 10 years younger than me, that I'm like looking up to. And I think that's unique, how the way life works, is that you don't know whose experience is past the road that you're trying to get to. And for me, it was very impactful. I remember the first time I met him, he was just this kind of goofy dork. I think he used to have his hair where he'd pull it down for it, like it would be like down, like a Julius Caesar type haircut. And he's up there talking. He's like, I make 100 families a year, and I got 25 agents that sell insurance. And my jaw hit the floor, and I'm like, if this guy could do it, what could I do? And then, fast forward a few years, I reconnected with them, and the rest is history. So it's so great to, both of us were just so highly impacted by Andrew. And that's the thing, guys, we have great people in this company. If you're not getting the support or the advice or the direction that you want, there's a lot of us out there. There was 500 people at the Hall of Fame dinner, which is a combination of agency managers and producers. I mean, to have that sort of quality or level of people in an environment that you can just go, now what are you doing to do 400 families a year? What are you doing to do 400 families a year? It's like, pick your solution, right? That's a great place to be. So I think one of the things that I would like to talk about is just your mindset on leads, because I think for me, that was like, I don't know if working at a restaurant, which is where I lived for a long time. And I think, Josh, you did some different sales things, but when I saw leads, for me, that was like a revolutionary concept. I'm like, so every business in America is either posting ads in the paper, has a guy in a chicken suit spinning a sign on the corner, putting flyers into the cars at Walmart or in the parking lot nearby where that business is, trying to run radio ads, doing some level of marketing. And then our business is people fill them out, mail them in, they call in, they fill out online, and we can just purchase their interest. Like, what was your philosophy, or what is your thought process, and how do you kind of coach and get agents started with leads?
Yeah, Grady. And leads are, the lifeblood. And I think early on for us, at least, it was hard because again, we never had an abundance of income coming in. So it was really hard to pour anything back in just because we had nothing to start with. So for us, I mean, when you get out of the scarcity mindset, you really just get out of your own way. Leads become your best friend in business. And for us, I remember Sean vividly calling us out. He's like, you guys are like squirrels. You just keep all your acorns, close to the nest, meaning we don't invest back in. And I took it personal, Grady, because one, that hurt a little bit, but two, he was right. We weren't investing in a high enough level for us to build a business, let alone, go Hall of Fame, which was our goal. So for us, Grady, I think back in 2020, we invested 150,000 in leads for the year. And we protected almost 1,000 families between us too. And at that point, it's hard to ever look back, right? And when you lead with that and you know what it takes, it's easy to transfer that confidence to any new agent coming on board because you've been through the lows, you've been through the peaks and the valleys in business, and you know what the leads can actually do for you. So I think once you get to a point where you're uncomfortably investing in your business, you're on the right track. And Andrew always told me, if there's any point where you're comfortable, you need to change something. And for us, that was always investing more back into our business and leads.
So, I mean, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't be more excited about the fact that we have such a repository of leads and the ability to procure interested people. That's the big difference towards any business that exists. Is think about real estate, think about mortgages, think about roofing sales, car sales. I mean, you sniff at a car website, you're getting hounded for months. Like you just even look at it like on an ad and they somehow get your information. They're calling my sister. Someone called from Chapman Ford, Grady. They said you haven't been down at the lot lately to get your free test drive. And I'm like, I don't even know what would happen. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that we can just buy interest and from a marketing standpoint for a business is the ultimate game changer of what insurance has to offer. So let's pivot to recruiting. And you guys have built a tremendous business. You're focused on future, focused on growth, which is great. We're all, as any great business is. What are I open the door, but what are the either words you say, qualities in people, kind of the way that you're presenting the opportunity? I mean, if you just give us, if I was your new agent and you were going to be like, hey, we want, you've been selling 20, 30 families a month. Let's transition you. This is the kind of people you're going to look for. There's the words you want to say to get people, pique some interest. How do you coach people on recruiting?
Well, Grady, I think looking at, most of the businesses within FFL, it was generated based off warm market, right? That is some warm, you shared the opportunity with me and we shared it with other people and it just kept going, right? And I think once you start building an agency, building a team, you guys all start doing the same thing. And it starts with social media, right? If one, it's free. Two, there's probably people that were in your same financial situation prior to FFL. So Grady, we're just coaching people to share the opportunity before they've made it yet. Because I think that's one thing, if we could turn back, the dial, we waited until we had this thing lock and key down, right? Where we were generating a crazy income. And we were selfish. And I think I would just really turning it back to all the new agents and saying, hey, and explaining, and Grady, I do this on our new agent calls. I tell them, hey, what if you hired me, or what if you hired, Susie, and Susie came on board and started protecting 50 families a month? That still benefits you and your business. And one, it's going to generate you a little income from bringing Susie on. And two, it changed her life and her family's life. And how many more Susies are out there, right? So I think just normalizing the opportunity and what we're doing and not overcomplicating it, right? You don't need it, Grady. You don't need to know X, Y, and Z before you bring someone on. The system's in place to help get the agent from A to Z in protecting families and making money within their first 2 to 3 weeks. So that's really been our biggest thing, is we want to share the opportunity with everybody we got in our markets. And it's not about bringing you on, Grady. It's about you bringing on, all the market that you have. If I got 300 followers on Instagram and you got 8,000, I'm sure you're going to have a lot more people that are going to want to come and do this thing. I just need to help you get to that point.
It's good. Any insight on recruiting, Alondra?
Yeah, I mean, just to reiterate, I think a lot of us like don't want to share, I think too soon, like when new agents coming in, they're like scared of promoting on social media. And it's just getting to understand that literally we had our biggest year in FFL because of social media. FFL exploded because of social media. Why? Because now, especially now, times are really tough. The majority of the people just in your warm market, the people that are following you, are looking for an opportunity or are probably already working 3 or 4 jobs just because they want to get whatever their desires are in life. And the problem is that a lot of people are just, it's not a work ethic, it's just they're in the wrong system. And it's just having them understand that this system is very duplicatable. This is not like, you know, you're not waiting a whole month and praying that a house closes in today's economy, right? This is where you get leads and we can help people because the demand is there. Clients are passing away every single day. I just 3 days ago, I was filing a claim for one of my first policies that I ever wrote with FFL. Family called me, and it's just that same touch and like that impact. And I think as a new agent, they don't really understand because they're not going out and, you know, they most likely haven't had a death claim. But I think once you make it more real of the impact that we're doing and how much like people aren't waking up every single day saying, I want to go be a life insurance agent. Everyone just thinks, go become a realtor if you want to be self-employed, go become a loan officer, whatever. But they don't see how much different obstacles they have to go through just to get to that point. And then it's still a waiting game. We're here. It's so quick to make money. And it's so, everyone is so able to come in and accomplish what they want to get. So I think the faster you can have your new agent understand that the easiest way to do it is on social media. And it's just by promoting what you're doing. Hey, people are watching you. Like, you won't even have to reach out. Like, just you sharing what you're doing, what your day looks like, how much it's impacted your family. Like, people start leveling up. And that's what I think, and like, it warms my heart when I see people like on social media, like go get their family, you know, they're able to do special things for their family, go take them on vacation, go buy nice cars, go upgrade their home. And it's like, dude, because of FFL, we all get to do that. And it's just like, it really just makes me so happy and it just reconfirms like, this is the best opportunity ever. And we don't do a good enough job expressing it. And it goes by like, how many people do you talk to on a daily basis that you're not talking to them about FFL? Your Uber driver, your servers. Why are you not sharing that opportunity? You know, they want more. They have a second job. They're working in the restaurant because they want more for themselves. They don't want to just settle for just a regular job, an hourly job, right? So it's those people are already hungry people that run and work hard. Why are we just not sharing the opportunity to them?
I'm ready. I love it. I love it. That's fantastic. I mean, it's your passion is infectious. I mean, and it's the reality too. I mean, one guy called insurance the hidden universe, right? It's like this hidden universe of an opportunity that people can go out there and build a big book. I remember Deidre said one time, she said, my goal is to get 10,000 clients because I know at that point I'll have enough in renewals that I can live happily off of. And I was like, what a cool concept. She's like, I'm just keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I'm not done yet. So I love it, guys. Well, let's wrap it up here. But what any final thoughts you've got, goals you've got, or advice towards new agents going into 2023? I mean, people always go, it's people give up their New Year's resolution. I don't know what the stat is. Do you know that 67% of stats are made up? So it's like, that day 13 they've given up, or day 27, a lot of people have given up on their resolutions but I think that any day can be a day where it's a day for change. Like I remember January 3rd, 2018, that was the day I resigned from my software company. And I went and I started dialing the phone for insurance. I remember January 10th, 2018, that was the day that I sold my first policy, 9 no sales, and sold my 10th one. I remember and then beyond that, my kids' birth dates and my marriage, you get a few dates, but what are some words you've got to send them off and let's go crush it this year?
Yeah, man. And I'm super pumped. And if you went to convention too, I hope you were coming out of that thing, just lit on fire. Cause I mean, that's really what you need to do, run this business and run your life with. Right. But for us, Grady, I think a lot of people talk about what this business can do. What are your goals? What are you looking to do? For me, the biggest thing that moved me was I never want to go backwards. I never want to go back to what I was doing prior to FFL, because even your worst days in this business are better than what you were doing generating an income for your family prior to this. So for everybody on the call, I would just say, what are you going to do if this doesn't work? And that's how I would run your day. That's how I would run your business. And that's how I would motivate people. Because you got to talk to agents, Grady, like, you know, they're your brothers and sisters and family in this business. And we got to challenge more people. Because I wish someone had gotten in my face and said, hey, Josh, are you going to really go back to serving? If you have a bad week, if you have a bad month, are you really going to go back to what you're doing? And that hurt more than, you know, the benefits of the business. So guys, look at what you're going back to if this doesn't work. And that's how I would wake up every single day ready to go to protect more families and lead from the front.
And I would just say, to touch on that, is just use the momentum. Like, we all just got back from convention, everybody's excited, and it's like, don't have that investment go to waste. Don't just go to write your notes and then never open up that notebook again. Go implement. We all saw how there's just so many different walks of life, and they're all winning at a high level. And the only thing they share in common is they all work hard. They all work hard. So why not you? I remember on my first convention, when I saw everybody get their award, I said, that's going to be me next year. I don't know what I have to do. I don't know. I don't even know what math I have to calculate, but I'm hitting Hall of Fame. And it really, like, that for me, like, coming home after convention is when I made that decision of, I'm going to go Hall of Fame. I'm going to break it down what I have to do every single week, and I'm going to go for it. No excuses. And then what I did is I found people in the business that had the same goal, like they were going to do it. And I said, we're all going to keep ourselves accountable. And every single phone call with them is like, how far are you? Where are you at for the week? You know, how much more do you have? Where are you at? What are you at? What are your numbers at? And that's what helped me just keep pushing, because anytime that you wanted to quit, it's like, hey, we're counting on each other. Reach up. If you don't have your manager, whatever, some type of accountability that's going to help you. But there's no reason everybody on this call can't go and get their award on stage next year. We have 10 months to do it. So why not now?
And Grady, last thing, actionable item for everybody on the call, invite people to these calls. I mean, you guys got one of the best in the business running these calls every single week. Grady, I know you have new agent onboardings as well. Guys, share that on your social media. You know, share, hey, if you're not completely content with what you're currently doing for work, hop on this call. It's free. I'd love for you guys to check it out. And Grady, is that something everybody can do to hop on your call?
More than welcome.
Grady, and that's something that we're getting 5 to 10 people every single month just from that, just from sharing the calls and opening them up to everybody. They don't have to be for people just in FFL. They can be from people that are watching what you're doing and ready for a change, just like you guys were.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, I appreciate you guys so much. I love you. I'm grateful for you. Blessed to be partnered with you and excited for the future. So everyone out there, this is your notice, make today a great day. Every day, if you're frustrated with the way your bank account looks, you're frustrated with the way, your pants fit, if you're frustrated with a lot of things, right? Take frustration and make it your focus and look for your big goals, set big BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals, and go attack them. So Josh and Alondra, thank you so much for your time. Everyone out there, make it a great, great day. And we'll see you soon. Bye for now.